Hello friends, today what we will discuss is strategy and its relationship to marketing. The idea of this discussion today is not to deep dive into strategy. There are many debates, many schools of thought on what strategy actually means. It's not that. What we want to be clear is, what does strategy have to do with marketing, right? But just to go back a little bit, strategy comes from Greek and it means the art of the general. Typically what this means, we can guess, it means that what are the choices that are made and how do you emerge victorious, right? That's what strategy is all about. What we'll discuss today are the three levels of strategy. For the purpose of our discussion, let us divide strategy into three simple levels. The first level is corporate strategy, then comes business strategy, and then comes brand strategy. Corporate strategy is maybe at the highest level of a conglomerate, which is the business that we should be in, right? What does the head office contribute to each of the businesses? Again, the next level is business strategy. Each business unit or strategic business unit of a corporate will look at how do we win in this business, right? What are the various steps we need to take? What are the choices we need to make? And the third level is brand strategy or brand franchise strategy. How do we win in our particular brand franchise, in this market, in this category or subcategory? What do we need to do to win? Where do we play? What do we do to win? And this is what brand strategy is all about. Our work, what we call marketing strategy and execution, is more to do with the brand and franchise strategy, right? Some parts of it does deal with business, and of course each of the strategies, levels of strategy, feeds into the other, right? Otherwise it makes no sense. Your brand strategy and franchise strategy should help in the business strategy, right, which will have various brands. Then various businesses, whatever their strategy and their work is, should feed into the corporate strategy. So of course it has to link to each other. But our domain, our area of expertise and what we will be discussing is more towards the brand and maybe a little bit towards business strategy. So that's an important part that we should know. Now brand strategy also can be divided into three important areas. One, what is your aspiration? Okay, what is your goal? What is your entire outlook to winning in this market, right? It doesn't only have to be figures, it could also be retaining X amount of customers, taking some amount of market share, penetrating X or Y amount in a market. So it could also be what it looks, feels like, right? It should be motivating. So first is the aspiration. Second is, where do you play? Now this becomes very important, friends. Again, like the general who's thinking about strategy, you are thinking about what is the playground for you to play in. Go in your areas where you are strong and you can win. For example, what is the customer segment that you target? Now, we've talked about segmentation. It is various parts of the market, right? You have to be focused and targeted on that segment where you can win. It could be geographical playground. You can be strong in some areas of India, right? Western UP and Bihar itself can have brands, or certain product can do well, which is as good as the entire brands which are prevalent in India, right? There are tea brands which have only started in Gujarat, which are as big as some of the bigger brands in India. So geographical focus should also be an important part. So basically what is important is understanding your terrain, or where do you play. That's your second one. Now the third one is, how do you win? मतलब सारे बात का सार क्या है? What do we actually do, right? What are the kind of marketing programs which will be focused on the target but will make her or him change their behavior to prefer our product, right? So while aspiration is important, it's motivating, it gives us a guideline where to go. The playground is important, but most important is, how do you win? Okay, what are your programs, what are your activities which will enable you to win with the customer? So three important parts to our brand strategy: what's our winning aspiration, where do we play, and how do we really win? So what do we learn from this entire discussion on strategy and what it means to marketing? Friends, very important. We should know every tenet of each of these three parts of a definitely brand strategy, become good at it, put in the right research, make the right decisions, and set ourselves up to do well. I think that's pretty obvious. Do not let strategy, marketing, activation be only restricted to marketing and sales. That is the business part. Please involve all functions as part of this. Any business is not just the doers and the thinkers, right? It's a lot of support which is important. I'll give you an example. I worked with leaders where they made me, when I was launching my product, launching a pediatric baby product, I was also the head of cross-functional teams. So right at the outset, maybe 1 year before launch, I could work with the regulatory teams, the distribution teams, the medical teams. Now these are very important for launching a healthcare product, right? It's not just about, of course, marketing and sales are also part of that cross-functional team. But it gave me the exposure and experience and the realization, the more people you involve in this entire conceptualization and creation of your strategy, the more help you have when you actually go to launch, right? So by the time I was near to launch, everyone was primed. They knew exactly what the brand or product was all about, where their role was, and it also helped me in my role as a marketing lead, right? I was orchestrating, but I had guys who were not even close to marketing who would give me ideas. So very important, friends, in our entire creation project, we must include even our indirect stakeholders. I mean, they are all stakeholders, but even those who are not directly related to marketing and sales should be part of this process, because then, you really get the synergies of a team, right? 1 plus 1 not making 2, but 1 plus 1 making, 1,001. Right? So on this note, I sign off on this very, very neglected but important part, the role of strategy in marketing. Thank you. If you like this video, show your support by liking, sharing and subscribing to my channel. See you in the next one.